Hey guys, it's you, the Joe 93, and on top of Mando, we also got an incredible two-part finale for the Bad Batch Season 2. So in this little video, we will be discussing the breakdown of those two episodes, but we'll also be talking about this season of the Bad Batch. So, this season of the Bad Batch was pretty mixed for me. I liked a total of a decent amount of these episodes, but there was a lot of filler. But it was great to see Cody. I love episode 3. It was great to see Gunji wielding his lightsaber on Kashyyyk. That was pretty cool. All the Crosshairs episodes were fantastic. So there was at least 4 or 5 episodes I really enjoyed. But overall, a lot of filler. But these last 2 episodes were quite something. And a worthy ending. And definitely led to some pretty big things. So let's talk about what we're getting here with the Bad Batch, guys. What exactly are we getting that's crazy here? Well, here's what we got to talk about. So, the Bad Batch final 2 episodes. So in the first episode titled The Summit, episode 15, we get to, basically everybody goes on this mission to go to Mount Tantus and go and find out where Crosshairs is and rescue him. So they all go and do their thing. We leave our planet. We get to see Tech have a nice moment with the pirate lady, and basically she expresses feelings for him and says, "Oh, don't go cheating on me when you're out there," which we'll get to in a minute. But that was a pretty tense moment. So we go to where everything is, where the summit's going down. We see this big summit meeting going down with all the main people in the Empire. Tarkin is leading it. It's great. We have Dr. Hemlock, who's our newest twisted scientist, working on cloning DNA. And basically Tarkin and him are having a conversation, and Tarkin's like, "How much is this going to cost me? And is this going to be worth it?" And he's like, "Well, I've spoken to the Emperor myself. We need this to happen." So that was really cool to see. And as a bonus, they had Director Krennic, who was actually Commander Krennic at this time, over there. And that was so cool, because you get to see them all talking. They even mixed in the Rogue One music. So we get an update on Project Stardust, which is the actual project of Project Stardust was the actual project that we get to see the Death Star that Krennic eventually takes in Rogue One. So that was cool to see that tie-in. Great moment. We really get to see some cool things here. We get to see the Bad Batch take on Stormtroopers, and unlike previous times, since these aren't their brothers, they cold-bloodedly just murder these Stormtroopers, which is so cool to see. There's some great hand-to-hand combat in this episode, some fun action, definitely worthy for a 2-part finale. I did enjoy that. I thought that was quite fun. And then we get towards the end. Saw Gerrera ends up blowing up parts of the base, but none of the Imperial officers are affected by it. So it's great to see Saw Gerrera, but his plan ultimately doesn't succeed as much as he wants. I really hope that if we get a Season 3, which we'll talk about later, that we get to see Rex and Cody team up and reunite and take on the Empire. Because we don't get that clone rebellion like we wanted in this episode, but hopefully we'll get to see that more later down the line. So then, the blow-up happens, and then we get to the next episode, and things start to kick off in a major way. We start the next episode, and basically, as this whole thing goes on, when we're trying to fix the cable car, Tech chooses to sacrifice himself for the Bad Batch, for the boys. And this leads to some crazy emotional moments, because now we're like, Tech is autistic, and he just died. So we think. I have a rule. I don't know if I believe that Tech is dead, but if he did die, this is an incredibly emotional and satisfying end to his arc, and I'm sad because I really want to see more of his character. But I would have liked to see him go on dates with the pirate lady. But at the same time, I understand where things are going here. But this was pretty sad. So then we get to we start this new episode, and we go back with Sid, which was, I hate this character. They've done a good job of writing her as this awful piece of shit, betraying nonsense. So then, Wrecker's having a drink with her, and she pours him the drink, and she says, "I'm sorry." He's like, "What's this about?" And then the Empire comes storming in after all of them. Hunter helps Omega escape, but then Hunter and Wrecker are basically depowered by Hemlock's Imperial Republic commandos, which are insanely lethal. and so that even though Wrecker has his enhancements of basically enhanced strength, he still gets overpowered and defeated. But then it all just kind of comes to a head, and then this is where things get most intense. So you get to see Hunter and Wrecker at the mercy of everything. Omega tries to save everyone, but then is ambushed by Commander Scourge from the Old Republic Commando games. It was great to see him. He's such a badass character. It was so cool to see him bring Omega down to them. And so then we knew that Omega was going to end up in the Imperial clutches. Like, there are definitely some plans with the Imperial scientists for using Omega for their cloning project. So then, just as the bad guys are about to get Omega, Echo goes in Return of the Jedi style, stealing an AT-ST to defeat the other AT-ST, which feel very reminiscent of what's going to happen in the First Order assault vehicle. So that was pretty cool. But then, unfortunately, the shuttle takes Hemlock away with Omega, and they try to trace her, but they can't find her because they're going to an unknown location that the Bad Batch don't have any access to. And the Bad Batch now believe that, they try to make everything feel right, reminiscent, whatever. There's some really cool moments in this episode. There's a couple nitbacks emotionally from what's going on with Hunter, and he feels kind of selfish in this episode. But overall, I really like these two episodes. And then we haven't even gotten to the best parts. Then we go to Mount Tantus. Omega wants to speak with Namaste because it's the only one that she trusts. And then we get this incredible, obviously we get to see Crosshairs, and she's upset about what's going on with Crosshairs, but he's just resting. But then we have this iconic moment where the Doctor that we've seen from previous episodes gets to have a conversation with Omega, and she's like, "You trust the Kaminoan more than me?" And Omega says, "I don't even know you." And then we get this iconic moment where she reveals her goggles, and she's like, "I'm your sister." And then this was a lot of people saw this coming because of her accent and whatever, was very similar to Omega, but it was a very cool twist to end on. I can't wait for Season 3. I thoroughly enjoyed Bad Batch Season 2. I'm going to give Season 2 of the Bad Batch an 8 out of 10. It was a solid season, had some issues, but I did enjoy it for a decent amount of the episodes, and I can't wait to see what Season 3 brings. I liked both finale episodes. I give both episodes at least a 9. I thought they were very good and very emotional. Let me know what you guys thought about the latest episodes of The Bad Batch. I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below.